I heard Obama just finished his trip to Asia. Do you think any of the deals he made will help the economy?
Not likely. Obama didn't get the free trade deal he wanted with South Korea. His deal with India will only help two big American agriculture companies, and in Indonesia we actually took some steps backwards.
Really? But I heard on the news that our plans were supposed to help with development. Doesn't that mean more jobs for everyone?
No. Development means more profits for big companies, and less economic control for developing countries.
I see. But even still, won't there be more jobs when companies can make more profit?
No. Profits have been large for the last 30 years, but that hasn't meant more jobs. Even before the recession started, total unemployment, or U6, was at 8%. That's because big companies use their profits to give themselves big bonuses instead of hiring more people.
But what about the Asian countries Obama visited? What's going to happen there?
When the South Korean free trade bill passes, they will have to give up a lot of control of their economy. For example, right now they have universal health care, but the deal will create special markets for U.S. insurance companies. This will allow them to undermine the current system. Then, the insurance companies will blame the problems they created, like higher prices for drugs and treatment, on universal health care. The only solution, they will say, is for South Korea to open up more of its market to U.S. insurance companies.
Wait a minute. Right now South Korea has one of the best healthcare systems in the world. Do you think anyone will believe that the problems this bill will create are due to universal health care?
If our governments force it on them, it won't matter that nobody in Korea believes it. Either they'll have to learn to live with it, or they'll have to try to fight back.
But maybe Korea is just an isolated case. Maybe our deal with India will be better.
It doesn't look that way. The main thing the U.S. is pushing for is genetically engineered crops, and these won't help the U.S. or India.
But aren't genetically engineered crops the wave of the future? Aren't they stronger than regular crops?
That's debatable. More importantly, these crops are a big source of money for companies like Monsanto. Every year, Indian farmers will have to buy new seeds, because the seeds from Monsanto's crops are designed to be sterile. This will prevent farmers from using the seeds from their crops, which is what they do now, and what farmers in the U.S. did before Monsanto took over the seed market.
But what about Indonesia? Will our deal with them help create jobs?
No. Our deal with Indonesia is even worse than the deals with Korea or India. In one area of Indonesia, where a huge U.S. mining company has been destroying native people's way of life for 40 years, there is a resistance movement against the mine. The rebels only want independence and the ability to control their economy for themselves, but we have never supported them. Instead, we just reversed a policy that Presidents Clinton and Bush supported, where we refused to give aid money to the Indonesian special forces who kill and torture people who support the rebels.
You mean instead of trying to stop this violence, the U.S. is giving money to support it? Why would we do that?
Simple. The mining company makes so much money that it can tell our government what to do.
So what can we do about it? Should I call my representatives?
Geez. Think about it. The government already knows about these killings. If it cared about them, why would they start giving aid to the Indonesian special forces again? The only way to stop the killings would be for people in the U.S. to get together and demand that the mining company leave Indonesia. As long as it's there, it will keep doing what it's been doing for 40 years.
But how are we supposed to help when so many of us don't even have jobs? Is the government doing anything to make more jobs?
Well, they're trying quantitative easing again.
What the hell is quantitative easing?
That's another story. But in the meantime, we need to get together and demand our jobs back. Anybody who wants to work should be able to, right?
Yes, but won't the government take care of that?
The government got us into this mess with its craze for deregulation. We can't expect the thing that created our problems in the first place to help us out of them.
Okay. So what should we do?
Workers knew what to do when the Great Depression happened. They formed unions and made demands directly on their employers. They didn't wait around and hope that the government would change things. They worked together to make the changes they needed themselves. Maybe we could learn something from them.